so many cars blend in these days, right? Like, I mean, a fully loaded Hyundai or a Nissan almost look like a Lexus now.
We all talk about being modular and this and that, but people would rather just pay for all the options and get anything simple. You see all these ridiculous cars that are over optioned on the street.
Yeah, but maybe that's the shakeup our industry needs. Like COVID kind of made us like lazy salespeople because we had like 10 people coming in to buy one car. Like that was the ratio.
I will have friends who get a nice car and they're like, "Do you want to drive it?" I'm like, "No," because I'm just different that way.
But it's such a vibe inside because like, you know, it's just old, like it's cool. On this week's episode of Coffee with Dustin, it's a big deal because we finally have our first Lexus owner guest on the channel. So thank you for joining us today, Moran.
Thanks, Dustin. Hello.
So this is Moran. I'll give you guys a bit of an intro so you know who we're listening to. But before I do that, do you remember the first time we chatted? Because I went back and looked.
Yeah, I know the first time we chatted, I called you looking for a car.
Yes.
You sent me a video in response.
Yes. And do you remember what year it was?
Yeah, it would have been pandemic. We just got my dog because that's the reason we needed the car. It would have been summer 2021.
It was 2021. Yeah. I had to scroll through 1,000 emails to get there because we've emailed a lot since then, obviously. I don't even know if I didn't even end up selling you that car, I think.
No, we went elsewhere, but I came and traded in the car I got to make things right.
That's right. And it was a GX.
Yeah.
It was a GX, yeah. So kind of tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, Moran, and then we'll get into why you're here today and a little bit about the brand.
Sure. From a personal standpoint, live in the Beamsville area, wife and kids and dog. I'm spend a lot of time just caring about cars and stuff like that. In terms of my background with the Toyota Lexus family, we got a car, a 94 4Runner, Forest Green, I want to say, when I was a teenager. And back when I was a kid, we were very competitive with cars and we'd all just gotten our licenses. So we had friends with Explorers and I had the 4Runner and a Suzuki Trooper and Jeep, some other car as well.
Yeah.
And I ended up being passionate about just researching it and knowing that my car would last longer no matter what we did to it. So basically been a fan ever since and have Toyota vehicles in our families since 94. So.
Would you consider yourself like a car enthusiast?
Not the typical car enthusiast that like knows the models and the engines and stuff like that.
Okay.
But generally a car enthusiast.
Like appreciates
cars, appreciates the process of buying them, the process of how they're made, knowledge about models and kind of the marketing behind them and the kind of the market dynamics behind them too.
So are we allowed to say which car you have in front of this audience? Okay. Because they've seen it already. So Moran has probably our most recent Bespoke LC that's been on the channel. Because
we usually normally say Bespoke.
Bespoke. I know. It's because the comments. What do you say? Bespoke or Bespoke?
No, Bespoke.
Bespoke.
Wrong, but
I know. I finally listened to the viewers. So they're like, you're saying it wrong. We love your content, Dustin, but say Bespoke. So he has the Bespoke blue on white LC. So that was a big video when we did it. It got a ton of views, lots of interest. And I think since then we've had 3 or 4 orders that came in the doors just saying, "Hey, we saw your video." Awesome. And they really liked your car. So welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming in today.
The reason I bought the car is because you don't see a lot on the roads. So that kind of backfired.
I know. So, but yeah. Luckily, it's still not a ton, but yeah, you're right. There is more. So today I wanted to talk to you about a few things. So you kind of talked about how you came to, Toyota and in turn, I guess, Lexus. And I guess that's the only cars in your driveway right now, right? Or do you have any other brands?
My wife has we have a C300.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
2016 or 17. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So not just Lexus, Toyota, but we still have some other brands in the mix for now. Until we switch them out. Okay. So what about Lexus? Like what really kind of like attracted you to the brand, attracted you to the LC order, stuff like that?
Fair. So one thing I'll say, which probably Lexus enthusiasts and loyalists might not appreciate is I hear the word Lexus, to me it's Toyota. It's Toyota to me. And I know that's not how it's marketed, but to me it's the process of how it's manufactured, how the products are thought out, how they have a long-term plan behind everything they do.
Yeah.
Being one of the first or the first to come out. No, they were second for hybrids, but the first to have a real strategy behind hybrids.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm drawn to knowing it's generally pretty quality. I like the styling, and I know some cars look different and some can be hit and miss, but I really like, I'll call it the more brutal look that you get in the 4Runner that was the previous generation.
Yeah.
I really like the redesigner on the Lexus as well. So for me, it's really just the overall brand experience,
Yeah.
the quality. And honestly, I've never gone to a dealership where I haven't been treated like a potential customer or a customer. Not going to talk about the other brands.
Yeah.
But being someone who's gone in dealerships since they're 16 to my current age right now, I've had all the types of responses that you would get into a dealership, and I haven't had that. So for me, Toyota is the quality of the cars, the manufacturing behind it. I did intern or co-op rather at the Toyota facility a long time ago. I think 99, 2000.
Like a TMMC?
TMMC, yeah, at the plant when they had not rolled out the RX production there. It was the Corolla and the Solera, so it would have been 99 or 2000. So yeah, so that's kind of your question. What brought me to the brand, or what makes me that enthusiastic? Yeah,
it's funny you say about the Toyota brand, because in everywhere else in the world, other than like North America and maybe parts of Europe, Toyota as a brand is already luxury. Like they look at it as like, wow, you have a Toyota.
Yeah.
And in North America, for some reason, it's like, oh, like Lexus, Toyota, like they show that difference. And I think it's a marketing strategy, like, because it's the same, like you said, like it is
the same. Well, it's interesting. You go to Japan and you see a Crown, right? And you're like, that's really cool. And I don't know all the different Crown brands and whatever, but you see them as cabs. And I'm like impressed that they're all there. Well, if you go to Germany, I think there's E-Class Mercedes cabs, right?
Yeah.
Them, it's second nature. It's just the car, right? So I think it's how it's positioned. And also, you look at how they came into the market, right?
That's right.
Toyota came 60s, I think they came into the North American market. Hyundai came in the late 70s, early 80s, I think it was.
Yeah.
Perception is low, right? So you need to kind of create that different brand to lift it up.
And Toyota has that famous manufacturing process. Like I've said on the channel before, that was a big reason why I fell in love with the brand. I didn't know what Toyota Lexus was. Like going through school to be a mechanic, going through like car enthusiast things, I didn't know what they were, care. And then I worked for Toyota at the manufacturing side, and I was like, oh, this brand's special. Like the way that they build cars is special. And then I saw that filter down into the rest, and I was like, oh, this is my home.
Yeah.
Right. So what other brand would you like? What other brand would you like drive or be a part of if you
I would drive any brand. It's like every brand has good cars out there.
That's right.
For me, I want to know that the car will work when I want it to work.
Okay.
I want to know that long term, I'm not going to have to deal with maintenance. Everyone's different, right? I buy my cars, even if I might replace some every few years, I buy them thinking, if I need to keep it for 20 years, will it work for it?
That's right.
So that anytime I've changed my car ever in my life, except for, I'll mention a brand, except for VW that was just not running anymore.
Oh, no.
Anytime I've changed any car that's other than that one, it's been because of a lifestyle change.
Gotcha.
Kids, you have dogs, you get into cycling, whatever it is, you do more road trips.
Yeah.
It hasn't been because the car has gotten old.
Yeah.
At least, right?
So what about, you have the Bespoke LC. Do you have any other dream cars? Like that probably checked a big box. Is there anything else you look at and you're like, oh, one day, like...
So I'm very lucky, knock on wood, where I've kind of like, I don't really have any, like, it's the car.
Yeah.
I have the GX, which you mentioned earlier. The two are perfect.
Yeah.
My lifestyle and everything else. Before we started, I was telling you about how I had deposit on a Prius.
Yeah.
It's going to sound cheesy, but a Prius was my dream car. Styling of the new one was nice. Getting a plug-in hybrid would fit our lifestyle. There are a lot of the stuff we were doing. So I don't have anything. I looked at like the GT4, the Cayman. That would have been one of mine, but that LC scratches. It scratches the I want a shiny car itch. It doesn't scratch the same itches in terms of drivability and so forth.
Okay.
But for me, it makes me happy. I am looking forward to whatever the heck they're going to call it, the LFR, the GT3, the LFA2, whatever it is. I don't know what price point it'll be, but I will enjoy looking at it when you guys get in the showroom. I don't know if it's a dream car, though, because I'm happy with what I have now.
I'm so, like, the new LFA, I'm so, I don't want to say torn on. I don't want to say I'm not trying to get my hopes up, but, like, I keep thinking, like, the car is going to be so out of reach for, like, a dealership, or, like, if it's going to be like the last LFA and have, you know, very exclusive availability, I'm like worried that if I get excited, I'm never going to be able to meet one in person. But if I'm wrong and it is going to be available, like it will be epic. Like every generation should have its LFA was the quote from Toyota. But I don't know.
We don't know where the market's going.
That's real.
Put economy aside, between hybrids and EVs. So part of me is like, if they come out with some kind of a, whatever they said, twin turbo 6, that with some kind of a hybrid, like, to me, it depends on what price point it'll be in.
Yeah.
Right. And the people who bought LFAs, a lot of people didn't really keep them, right?
Sure, the first owners, yeah, they all turned them.
They flipped them right away. So maybe it was something about the Lexus Toyota brand at that supercar category that those people didn't scratch the itch of whatever. To me, the LFA, yeah, you talk about dream cars. I would love to have an LFA.
Yeah, I might
love to have a 2000 GT, but I don't. Like if I could have 2 more cars, I put them there.
Okay,
But for me, I think they'll hit the mark for the people who need it. I don't think it's going to be over. This is crazy money still, but over $200K US, which isn't the price point of its competitors will be.
Yeah.
And I think people will buy it in a decent enough quantity, right? So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I could be with you there. And like I said, it does depend on market. Like right now, manufacturers, I don't know if you've thought about this much, are at such a kind of like, they're not the crossroads yet, but they're getting close to it because that first round of EVs was really rejected by the market.
Sorry, first run of whose EVs?
I would say
everyone.
I would say everyone's. I'm speaking really vague here because, you know, we do still sell the RZ, we sell plug-in hybrids. But, you know, I remember like 5 years ago thinking by 2025, everything's going to be EV. And like now we're in 2025 and it's not. And it's not even close yet. So like I've seen some of these brands, like I think, and someone's going to call me out in the comments for saying this wrong. I think like Audi just announced, they're changing their EV plan to be pushing it like another decade. I think I heard Mercedes might even bring back the V8 eventually. Like all of these brands are pivoting the direction we didn't think they were going to be. So yeah, I think a lot of brands are like, do we continue EV or are we going to, you know, slow down a little bit here and stay with internal combustion? Who knows, right?
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to know everything around it, but there's a financial element, there's the infrastructure element, there's the call it the practicality element. There's a lot of stuff. I would say, just like growing up, everything in moderation. You're told do this in moderation, whatever. I think it's going to be a mix for the next 15 to 20 years. I think Toyota is doing a good job with their more efficient engines they're rolling out. I think they're going to bet heavily on a whole bunch of 4-cylinder engines that we're going to see. I don't want to say dominate, but they're going to be heavily covered in a lot of their cars. And I think they've said, are they going hybrid for everything? They are. Right?
Yeah, like I want to talk about ES in a second, but pretty much, yeah. Like I think with the ES and IS being redesigned, those, like I think technically right now the last models we offer that don't have a hybrid variant is going to be IS. GX now is coming out, right? It's not announced yet.
It'll have the 4 from the Cruiser.
Yep. Okay. But yeah, I think that's it. Have you driven that new 4-cylinder turbo or no?
No, I haven't.
You know what?
So I have a rule. I don't drive cars unless I know I'm gonna. I'm very serious. I will have friends who get a nice car and they're like, "Do you want to drive it?" I'm like, "No," because I'm just different that way. But no, I haven't driven it. My dad was here and he drove the GX with Aaron, and it drove very well. I have a feeling I was just in the back seat. Again, I didn't want to drive it I have a feeling it lost that bounciness that I like in the GX, that heavy truck feel.
Yeah,
but everyone's preference. I like a truck that bounces. Like I drive.
You know what?
And I compare it to my 4Runner.
The Overtrail, because of those tires, it does feel like that.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman trade his in a short term because he's like, it was too bouncy. Like it was like, and I was like, that's what the Overtrail is. It's like these big tires, right? Yeah. So that's funny. Let's talk about ES. So I haven't thought about ES much since it got announced, which by the way, hilarious. It got announced on my birthday. So I remember being like, I had like dinner plans and stuff and I like kept checking my phone. I was like, I want to see the ES launch. And like, you're a fan of the Crown. You like the Crown?
I love the Crown.
Yeah.
Sorry, OG Crown, like Japanese Crown, but also the current Crown.
You like them both? Okay.
I like them both. Yeah. I like the Crown Signia more than the Crown.
Oh, I just remembered a new dream car of mine.
Here.
Toyota Century. Do you know the Toyota Century?
Sorry, was that the small SUV or
no?
The end?
So the Toyota Century.
Oh, sorry, Century.
Century.
Yes, 100%. Sorry, I thought you said Century like Sentra, Nissan Sentra.
No. To those of you who don't know, you need to Google Toyota Century right now. It is a limo kind of car, like it's an executive class car from Toyota. It's been the same forever. They change it like once a decade. V12.
Yeah. To give you guys perspective, the Century, the Rolls Royce is the Century of the British.
That's right. Yeah,
it's not the other way around.
You're right. Yeah, I really like that quote. Yeah, Rolls Royce is the European Century.
It's their version, right?
Super cool. Has the mirrors on the fenders. I do see them for sale sometimes. There was one sub 20 grand a couple months ago, but it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
And I still was like thinking like, where would I park it? Like I'm already trying to like figure it out.
So I feel like that's the car you get driven in. Like you and I would enjoy driving it, but what are we gonna do? Put our dogs in the back? Like
It'd be really nice for my golden doodle. But did you know they have an SUV now?
I saw that they announced a couple years ago. I haven't read any kind of reviews or whatever, but it looks nice.
It does look nice. Again, we saw Rolls-Royce do the same. It actually looks like it competes with Rolls-Royce, right? Really boxy, really big, huge wheels. Don't know if we'll ever see him in actual production market for North America, but it's cool that it exists.
It is nice that it exists. And I do wonder what like the economics and the margins around that are. Like a company like Rolls-Royce exists for a reason, right? And they can support that. I do wonder when it's a car like that and it is truly bespoke, how it works. I assume they're made to order, right? For
probably
special people.
And Cadillac recently kind of announced a car like this big SUV Toyota Century where it's like bespoke, big money.
It looks like a boat, right?
Yeah, it looks like a boat. Yeah. I went on the website to like check it out and it was pretty crazy.
What is the name?
It's gonna end with an ick. They all are like
the lyric, the
optic lyric. Yeah, someone in the comments is gonna put it there. Okay, let's talk about So first blush for me, we'll talk about the exterior. Really does give you that Toyota Crown vibe, which I'm okay with now. I mean, at first I was like, is it gonna be too close? I drove the Crown. It's a good car. I'm like, that's actually cool. So probably a little bit taller. There's one thing in the whole car that I'm worried about, and it is an exterior feature, and it's just that little fin. What do you think?
I like the ES. I don't think I'd ever buy one because it just doesn't meet my whatever lifestyle, whatever up until now.
Yeah.
I view them as a car you see heavily on the road. That styling eventually just blends in. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but you will see young families, older families, airport limos driving them.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that it looks a bit interesting. I don't know if it's like Americanish styling or what it falls into. I think it'll blend in. Like
I wonder
these styling things. Like I had the GS, the 2013, when that grill came out. 2013 was the first year.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it looks like Darth Vader.
Yes. Yeah.
But now you see it in all Lexus products, and now you see it integrated very well in the new GX. You see it integrated pretty well here. So I think people will get used to it.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it will lend itself to total Toyota Lexus design. Kind of across other brands, but other models rather.
You said something really important there. That 13 GS, and we saw the same thing with the 16 RX. Was like when it launched, people were like, ugliest car ever. Lexus made a big mistake. And then we saw more sales than ever before on those models because it introduced a new buyer. And then 5 years later, like you said, it looks great and everybody like wants them.
So it's funny, people didn't like the 16 RX because when that got redesigned, I remember looking at like profiles of the silhouette when I'm like, sorry, quickly. I love Lexus. I love Toyota, but some of their cars are like, I'm going to get roasted in the car. They're hideously beautiful. Like they're just in your face, but they're gorgeous.
Yes.
Like I admit my GX, which is a 22, 23, it's not a classically beautiful car.
Yeah.
But I look at it and it gives me a grin when I walk up to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're there, it's present, and whatever else. So coming back to the RX, that RX actually didn't have that. Like it was actually well proportioned from classic standpoint of car design, especially the silhouette and so forth. So
it was just so different from the last one. I think that's the
big thing.
Yeah. But these, like I've talked to some of the product planners at Lexus and other brands for that matter, and they say, well, when we produce a car, we also have to think of what's it going to look like on the road in 5 years. And with Lexus, probably 10 years, let's be honest. But to your point, that ES, like the ES buyer probably isn't looking to stand out, right? They are looking to blend in a little bit. They want a good car that blends in. That's going to do it. The fin on the side, again, maybe it's going to look really good in person. Who knows? The interior, though. I don't know if you looked at the interior.
I have. It's very minimalist.
It's super minimalist. Yeah. I like it. They're saying the new luxury is, less noise, right? Like I remember late 90s, early 2000s, luxury meant lots of buttons.
Yeah.
Right? Tons of buttons. That's how you knew you had a luxury car. Then it became the opposite, where it's like the least amount of buttons you have, the most calming your interior can look like is luxury. And I think it does that for me. Yeah, you can look.
Yeah. Before we get into the buttons and stuff, there's an element that and I haven't sat in every Toyota and Lexus, but
Yeah.
there's an element around like the door design
Mhm.
and the other parts of it they use. I think they spent more time focusing on things like door design and flow inside
Yeah.
when they redesigned whatever the latest LS was. What year was that?
2018.
2018. I feel like they actually put effort in and
Yeah.
like things around, I forget what it was, but I remember something around the headliner was unique and there's a bunch of little things here.
Yeah.
You can see with that, they're continuing. They're
That's right.
continuing to look at the experience of where you sit there, right?
Yeah.
So I think people, they like the fit, the features, but when every car has some self-driving capabilities, some safety features and whatever,
Mhm.
it's nice that they're differentiating that way in the absence of buttons, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And it looks spacious too, right?
it
Like
does.
all of that.
Quick note,
Yeah.
I agree with you on where they're going, and the luxury is like less, like more, less is more or whatever. I miss buttons. I miss buttons, and just really, really quickly,
Yeah.
that trackpad the Lexus had, I will agree with people who complain about it. Yeah, it's a bit hard to use, but the little nubby thing
Yeah.
was amazing. Oh, and you guys used to it. My DS had it.
Oh, the nubby.
But
Yeah.
that was panned. People didn't like it. But when I went away from that to the trackpad, I was like, this sucks. And now with the touch screen, I don't think I'm driving as safe without being able to control it that way if I'm whatever changing my YouTube music or whatever, entering a Waze address. But I liked that element of things. I am surprised that all the car companies are now going with the touch screens. I think really surprised. It just feels, it doesn't feel like a safe driver.
I think it's going to come back like we see with any type of fashion or design. I just sold an IS to a friend the other day, and it's been a while since I've been in the new IS. It hasn't been changed in a long time.
No.
It's still got the buttons. It's still got the touchpad. And I was like, oh, I forgot. Like it's got the haptic climate control that, you know, you touch with your finger. And I was like, I forgot how cool this interior is because I'm so used to the new no button interior. But I did see something on Instagram today. I should have sent it to you. It was a fashion designer or maybe a home designer. And he was showing pictures of cars from like the 90s and probably even the 80s. And it said like, look at the vibe, right? And he said, and then he showed like an old house with like contrasting woods and stuff. And he said, look at the vibe, right? And then he shows like a new house.
Yeah.
And he's like, it looks like a Apple store.
Yeah.
Where it's like just plain and calming, but no vibe to it. Like I have that old LS.
Yes.
It's got its quirks and stuff, but it's such a vibe inside because like, you know, it's just old. Like it's cool.
I was on that note. I occasionally go and Google 2001 IS300 interior.
Oh yeah?
Because I found that interior, that car,
Yeah.
it had the vibe. Are you going to pull it?
I'm going to pull it up because I want to see.
Yeah, it had the vibe. I thought it was, yeah, you can pull it up and see. Well,
Like this one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that had the vibe. It had all
super
of the buttons in the right places.
Yeah.
The dash had that, like, sorry, the odometer, speedometer thing had that,
Oh,
like, watch it, I think.
They made a watch after that, actually.
Did they really?
Yeah, they had a
know that.
Lexus watch, yeah.
And I was like, it was just very, very cool.
Also cool that car had the 2JZ.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. We get these traded in once in a while, yeah. And I'm always like, if I get it for the right price, can I turn it into like a little race car or something? Like, how much fun would that be?
They've held their value, though. I still
I know.
think you're paying easily $10K for one that's not in good shape.
Yeah.
To 20
At the end,
for a car that,
yeah,
what did it retail at? 35, 38?
probably.
20 years ago. Yeah.
Another old Lexus I really like is the old GS.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was gonna buy.
I liked one. The
So I actually almost bought.
third or second gen?
It's gonna be second because it's a 2011.
Second. Because the second was when they introduced that V8. It was the first time they had
You could get a V8,
the GS 400 or 430.
and I wondered why there was never many of them, and it's because the V8 didn't give you that much more power.
Yeah.
And it was real drive only.
Yeah.
But the I almost bought an 11 GS because I actually liked what did you call those headlights? What did you call that front end?
I just called them quad headlights.
Quad headlight.
I actually like the second gen more than that one. I don't know.
Oh,
But again, everything's tied to like that moment in your
Nostalgia.
life and your experience. I would say like that was around when I had gotten my license and you're like bugging your dad to get a car. I think that was around that time. So
I remember all of them had like gray interiors, which is coming back now. By the way, everything went red and black for a while. Now we're seeing gray interiors back again. And to your point about interiors, this car had this thing. You know, like in a lot of cars, there's like a change drawer to the left of the steering wheel.
Okay.
This GS had it, except for when it opened, it was like a sleeve that came out and it was all buttons. There was more buttons, like hidden away. It's like if you didn't have enough buttons, you could pull it out. But yeah, similar to your IS story, like pretty classy, timeless interior. I ended up buying a 2013, similar to yours.
Yeah.
It was more updated at the time, more power. It felt good. Like that engine in that GS 350, punchy, had a good sound to it.
Same one the IS 350 currently has, right? They haven't changed it.
Yep, same thing. That is being phased out.
Very nice engine.
Yeah, it's getting phased out though, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you said you didn't see my last video, but I did a review on the 4-cylinder RX.
It was the comparison between.
Yeah.
I saw the short form, I think.
It actually, you know what? I'm a big engine guy, but the new 4-cylinder, even though it's a small engine, I actually don't mind it. Once you wind it up and stuff, it's still got a mechanical feel to it.
Yeah.
They did just tease the new IS. I don't know. It's going to be
it's the same main platform with a heavy redesign, right? Or is it a brand new?
No, I think this time it's actually going to be a full redesign. They're getting rid of the V6, word on the street. None of this is official.
I did not know this.
And I saw
you say none of it's official, but you go to carscoops.com that made in AI videos. But
I know the AI videos are driving. I get so many calls a day saying, "Hey, I heard they redesigned the RX." I'm like, "No, it's AI. You can't believe everything."
Segue. I was Googling something about the S2000 and I found like a redesigned one. And I should have known it's AI or whatever, but it looked so beautiful and perfect. I sent it to my friends. My friends were like, you got.
You're an idiot. Yeah. I've fallen for a couple of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to redesign it. It's going to be hybrid EV platform. I heard it's going to be good. This might be the closest.
Okay, so I didn't know. So that's 2026.
I think, well, no, because I think so next year they announced they're getting rid of the IS 300. It's going to be just 350 next year. And then that'll be the last year and then it'll come out.
Okay.
Yeah. So similar to.
I have the 500 in limited quantities or done?
So they did say they're stopping 500, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like even the ES, this comes in a 500 now.
Electric only.
Electric only. I think it's only plug-in for the 500. Yeah. So 500E is what it's called.
Yeah.
And then that's going to have the direct force system, which is great. Probably tons of power, over 400 horsepower for sure. So yeah, check in some boxes here for sure. The IS will be interesting to see kind of come out. I'm probably more excited for that car. I think the IS is such a cool segment.
So let's stick on the ES for a second, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And people in the comments are going to get me for this, but I'm going to say very simply. When EVs started coming out, it seemed like Mercedes made a conscious decision to be like, we're going to have one set of EVs, one set of ICE.
Yeah.
It's the EQS, EQE, and it's going to be the S-Class and whatever. And one looks like a jelly bean and one looks like our normal stuff. Very, very separate. And I feel like BMW was like, we're going to use the same platform. We're going to change a little around the grill.
Yeah.
But we're going to use the same platform for a 7 Series, 5, whatever. I guess the 3 and the i4 or whatever. But a whole bunch of them seem to be the same platform. Right? I'm not going to comment on what Audi did. It's to be a little bit everywhere and they changed their naming convention.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me that Toyota, and actually Mercedes also said, I think they're getting rid of their EQE platform and they're consolidating it, right? They're going to have one. It's going to be interesting to me on how they sell these, how they plan their demand. Like, will it be made to order? Because you can't just stock, like,
no,
you guys aren't going to have 4 different ESs here for people to test drive.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be, so it's going to be very interesting how the buyers come in, how you guys educate them, how they deal with the demands, because the materials that go into them are also harder to thinking of this all operational production standpoint.
No,
It makes things simpler from a product standpoint of the brochure you give someone.
Yeah.
But way much more difficulty on the training, educate, how you're manufacturing and all that stuff. So,
but maybe that's the shakeup our industry needs. Like I always say to the staff here that like COVID kind of made us like lazy salespeople because we had like 10 people coming in to buy one car. Like that was the ratio. So like as a salesperson, you really didn't have to do a whole lot. Like still, yes, pick color, do trade and stuff like that. But to be like a pro, almost like engineer level consultant of like, hey, I'm going to educate you on everything or be, good enough at knowing everything to give you the right info. That would be kind of a cool shakeup, I think. Like when you look at luxury products, like, it is nice to have options. I mean, with BMW right now, they're killing it. Like they're selling a lot of cars and almost all their features are like a la carte. So it's like, even as those guys are ordering cars, like for me, it's so easy. I order luxury package, F Sport, executive, whatever. They're picking like, okay, this feature, this feature, this feature. But they're selling a lot. So, but the platform thing is interesting because I think once the IS is gone, technically everything is quote unquote the same platform. It's the same building block.
Yeah.
It's called the LNGA or something like that.
Yeah.
LNGA. Yeah.
ANG.
And then they just build from there,
Yeah.
right? So it will be interesting to see. And that's why the industry is so fun. Like I talked about Jaguar the other day. Crazy change, right? Like it's all over the news, like down 98%. Like big bold moves, switching a legacy brand to have like almost like a new woke culture approach. And then
imagine the call they made to the dealers. Imagine you're a dealer and they call you and they're like, hey, whatever's on your market lot, you can sell that, but we're not going to make any cars. We're not going to market any cars. We're not going to do anything. And TBD, there's this thing that looks like, it actually looks okay, but it's like a weird Percy type of whatever. There's this thing we're just going to kind of take to New York and market here and there. I could get around the streets, but we don't know what car you're going to get and what price it's going to be.
Yeah.
Enjoy keeping your customers happy. Like that's wild to me.
And that's why we talked about off air about like the dealer network and the manufacturer need to be, you know, kind of on the same boat. They have to be integrated. They have to be collaborating. With Lexus Toyota, we have, and I have a lot of staff that worked at other brands, and they say Lexus Toyota collaborating with the brands are like next level. Like they're amazing. You know, I feel like I'm friends with everybody at Lexus Canada. I really like that. And we see other brands that don't do a great job of it, and it makes a difference, I think.
And well, I think Toyota pioneers the wrong word, but I'll use it. I feel like they are the ones who pioneered integration with your suppliers. Like in terms of how they worked with their suppliers, bring them in to design stuff with them side by side. And that's why in the 80s and 90s, you had Toyota cars that just seemed to last. They still last forever, but there's things that wouldn't go wrong that would go wrong on other cars. And a lot of those issues were related to things that were from suppliers, lights, electrical, whatever, airbags, whatever it ends up being, right?
I'm impressed you actually know that detail. Not a lot of people know about the suppliers.
But when you ask me about if I'm a car fanatic, I'm a car fanatic about crap like that, but not about all the other stuff. So yeah.
Because when I worked at the factory, that was one of the things they taught us right away was even some of their suppliers that like became into financial troubles, like in 2009 with tsunami and stuff.
Yeah,
they just bailed them out. Yeah, they just bought them. You know, we'll just help you guys out instead of finding the supplier. We needed a reason to go to a cheaper supplier. No, like we'll help you. You helped us for so many years. So, and that's a really good approach because when you think about it, a supplier is everything to you.
They're part of the value chain, the customer experience, whatever. It all ties together, right?
Yes,
so
it does. I just remembered a car that I would like. Here's the problem: if I won the lottery, I would have so many extra cars that I don't need that I wouldn't have lottery money anymore. It would just be gone. But there's a Surf LX. Did you see this design? It got released in Hawaii last year as like a concept or like a publicity car.
Yeah.
And not that I have a surf lifestyle.
Yeah.
I surf a little bit, but I'm not good enough to have like a dedicated surf vehicle. But I just thought it was so cool. The interior, the racks on the outside. Look at the, like, I love seeing like the Overtrail style or the overlanding style, like ladders and stuff. That I was like, I want
widow ladders or whatever people say.
Yeah. Oh, the widow. Yeah, you got a widow ladder for your WAP. Yeah. I just loved it so much. And like that Overtrail GX that we have in the showroom.
Yeah.
Like if I were to buy something like that,
it looks nice.
I mean, like I don't even have the lifestyle for it, but I would want to have the lifestyle for it.
My issue with the GX, like I want to modify it an overlanding rig when the kids grow up and move out of the house, but I don't overland. Like I will say that I don't overland, but I like hobbies and ideas, right? And like there's things I would do here and there, but nothing like the overlanding type stuff. So
have you ever gone off-roading in like a big SUV like that?
Yeah, I
and you're
in trouble for this. No, it's not online. I actually did some crazy off-roading. And Kia. What's the Kia?
Like a Sportage or something?
It was a Sportage. It was two-wheel drive, and I was in Chile on a family vacation. It was not intended. The road was the wildest thing I've ever done. So it wasn't planned off-roading, but it was these ruts that were like 2 feet high here and there, and I was planning on momentum and everything else for certain things. It was fun. No, I haven't done proper off-roading.
But it is fun. Like
it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I actually wish they have we talked about Dream Cars, Dream Garage.
Yeah.
So off air, you're right. You mentioned this. The S2000 was one of my cars. I think it would be a great car. A Miata would be a fun car. Again, nothing expensive here.
Mm-hmm.
But the Suzuki Jimny.
Oh, the Jimny is cool.
Jimny would be one of the cars I would get, and
We should buy a truckload of them and just send them up here. Because
yeah,
they would do
the
well.
Jimny would be good. Yeah, we can get them. What, 15 years is the
Well, yeah.
I did look into the different ways we can get it. I think if we knew someone in Mexico, they could get it, drive it up. We'd have a brand new one here for
If anybody's watching, if that can get us a Jimny.
to get in trouble. I don't know how we would deal with Mexican plates and how we deal with it the other 6 months of the year and how we got it back.
Yeah.
But on that note, the Jimny would be there. So when you asked it, kind of brought things together. If I was going to off road, it would be in something like a Jimny, something nice and small. I like the Alex. I like all that other stuff, but it would be something like that where you could toss it around, have a little bit of fun, hopefully not damage it. But if you do, it's hopefully okay. But the Jimny is my favorite car. And quick note, I'm not pioneering. I used the word pioneer a few times.
Yeah.
The Toyota CEO. He drove up on stage with a Jimny, and it reminded me of my love. When he drove up that time,
I didn't know he did that.
he drove up, and I again, the people are going to correct me on this, but I think he drove up, and it was a Toyota press conference, and he drove up in a Jimny, and he's like, "This is my favorite car right now." It's pretty much what he said. And I'm like, if the Toyota CEO can buy the Jimny, it reminded me of how great a little car that is. How wonderful it is. If you go down the path of like clickbait and maybe AI, there are a few Toyota FJ Jimny AI type things with people talking about them getting.
Yes.
My understanding is Suzuki has said, hell no. We will partner with Toyota on anything, but not the Jimny. That's my understanding.
Really?
Last heard about it, yeah.
So did you hear about the really cheap Toyota truck you can get in some market?
Yeah.
What is it called? Do you remember?
Isn't it like a something 100?
Oh.
Something like that. But you're looking it up right now. It is like the $10,000 truck.
It's like a $10,000 Toyota truck. And that seemed cool. Like it comes
very cool. It's modular.
Super base. It's modular, which is another brand doing modular trucks right now.
Well, you saw Slate, right?
Slate, that's the brand?
Slate is the brand. So it'll be interesting how that does. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it will do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick on the North American market. We all talk about being modular and this and that, but people would rather just pay for all the options and get anything simple. You see all these ridiculous cars that are over-optioned on the street.
Yeah.
And I hope the Slate does well, but at that price point with the modularity, I don't know how well.
If you guys know, Slated new to market, it's essentially you could just buy just a base truck. It might be.
I think it might be Amazon funded or something.
Yeah, maybe. Which is really cool. I only heard about it on Doug DeMiro's podcast. Another thing that shut up and take my money. There's places you can still get an FJ40 Land Cruiser retro mod. So what they do is they put new suspension, new engine in it, and it's brand new from the factory, FJ40. Super cool, unnecessary, but I could just imagine putting a surfboard on the back. Like,
you might say it's unnecessary, but it's more necessary than those Singer Porsches they're selling, right?
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. That's true. Like you can use this. It's kind of cool. And I think back to design language, like so many cars blend in these days, right? Like, I mean, a fully loaded Hyundai or Nissan almost look like a Lexus now.
Yeah.
Like, right? Some of them have like luxury styling. So to be different and hop in a 1970 looking Toyota, like how cool is that, right? How cool is that? It's just like, it's stylish, right?
It's very nice. Sounds gorgeous.
Right? I don't even know if I would do a lifted one. I would even just do like a normal one. But back to the, like look at the blue. Gorgeous.
Really nice. There was actually one at the other Toyota dealership in Hamilton. They had a FJ40 there.
No way.
It was the owner, and he had bought it, and I think hopefully he's not watching.
Yeah,
but I think he loved it, but not enough to drive it every day. So it's that in a showroom type of thing.
I did hear, if it's the same dealer, which we won't mention, but if it is, they also have an LFA in the basement. And I know someone that got to film it, and I was so...
What am I doing here?
I know, I was so jealous. I was like, what do you mean you guys go film it? But they're competing dealers, so I felt awkward asking.
The owner's a big car enthusiast.
That's what I've heard, yeah. Which is cool. I think it's cool when people are into it, right? Instead of just like being in it to be in it.
Business.
That's right, yeah.
I'd rather work with people who truly care.
Especially if it's cool stuff and not just flashy stuff. Like not just Ferrari F8s all over the place or something like that. Back to the off-road thing. So I did get to go off-road once when the GX came out. We got to take the Overtrail off-road. It was at Mosport. So like it was my first time going to Mosport, which is hilarious because like you think I would have been at a track before, but I haven't. And I was kind of bummed. I was like, oh, we're going to a track to go off-road. Meanwhile, I had like the time of my life. Like they took us on a course that like puts you up on 3 wheels at one point.
Yep.
the axles can like articulate and like disengage and like do all these things. And again, it was like a dream lifestyle of mine that I'm like, I wish I could just like camp in one of these things or something. But
I'd rather go slow than fast. Like I would rather off-road than go to a track any day.
is that right? Eh? Yeah. And it's kind of like I felt like one with nature. I felt like I was like, it's like going on a hike, but in your car. That's what it felt.
Yeah, I would call you up for one with nature, but big SUV
As you would crash through the bushes and there's squirrels running away. I got to see nature. Right? You wearing a suit in nature? I was wearing nice clothes that day. That's right. I was comfortable with my AC on and my cooled seats. Another cool car that's never come here is the van. Same thing. I don't think there's a market here for it.
Not the Alphard, but the LM100 or whatever.
LM100, yeah.
It's a nice car. I think they heavily sell in China. It's a Chinese market.
It must be, or Japan. I know you went to Japan. I don't know if you saw any cool cars like that.
I saw Alphards everywhere, and I love them. Saw some old cars. There's a Honda convertible that I had not seen here, a tiny one.
Del Sol, though?
No. Past the Del Sol.
Okay.
But no, I'm trying to think of cars I saw out there. As someone who loves Toyotas and Japanese cars in general, everything was a cool car out there, right? It was just kind of like, again, the Alphard's a minivan to them. But yeah, there's an Alphard, there's an Alphard. So, yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those things, like you said, we're almost too practical here where people just want what they want, and that's okay. But I think as these brands, have these offerings, like it's cool that we offer the GX, right? Because it's so different than like what the rest of the market demands for.
Yeah.
And I think that is how you get passionate people like enthusiasts. So yeah, that's really all the topics I had to chat with today. Unless you have any you can think of?
No, I'm good.
We can call it there, man.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on today. I appreciate that. It's our first time having a guest on. Since you reached out first, but since then there's been like 7 or 8 people, and I was like, I got to do Moran first. I was like, I think you'd be fun to chat with, and you were. So thank you for that. I look forward to seeing the LC this summer, especially at our event that we're planning. I think that's going to be super cool. I'm glad to hear that you're driving it at variable different speeds and enjoying it and doing some customization to it. I think that's cool too.
Yeah, very, very basic. I'm not a heavy modder, but can I share?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I got the Inspiration Series blades, the Katana blades. I love the car how it is, but a little too much chrome for my liking, so I'll slowly be darkening stuff around it. But just slowly. It's kind of like a gift you give yourself every 6 months or a year. I'll change something.
Oh,
crazy.
And then it feels like a new car, right?
It does, exactly.
Did I tell you at the LC event there's going to be an Inspo edition there?
No.
Yeah, so
really
quick story.
Yeah.
I met this gentleman a couple years ago. We connected over the internet. He won an Inspo series. I was like, I can't get you one. There's no way I can get you one.
Yeah.
And then he called me a month ago. He's like, hey, I live in Niagara. I'm trying to start my car. Can you come start it? And I said, I'm on my way to work. I'll swing by. I'll boost it for you. Because LC's like, people are nervous to boost them because it's in the trunk.
Yeah.
I show up and he opens the garage and I was like, that looks different. And then I'm like looking and I said, how many kilometers on it? He's like, I got like 10 kilometers on it. I had him deliver it here. And I look and I'm like, it's an Inspo edition. It's like the 2024 Inspo edition.
You mentioned this guy. Yeah, just coming.
Yeah.
So that's the... Is that the...
It's the white
burst or the white? It's the white.
The white, but it's it looks different. And then, the wheels are obviously different. There's some other...
What's the interior on that one?
I can't remember. It's a 2-tone interior. I want to say, is it off-white and something else?
Okay.
It is unique, yeah.
It's a unique one.
Yeah,
there was... I don't know what year Inspo it was or if it was just a different one. There was a blue and orange interior. I think it was an Inspo.
Yeah, it was the Inspo.
It was really, really nice.
And now you can get... I think now Bespoke, you can get that interior. Because I know some people are like, why would they offer that? But I'm like, it was because it was an Inspo interior. Yeah, 100%. Cool. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of this. If you want anything else or any questions with guests like this, or you know what, for fun, if you want to be on the podcast, let me know. Put it in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more Lexus related content.